game very shortly. We're going to have a bounty rune fight. Looks like down by the bottom bounty rune potentially. Both sides have a ward set up and multiple heroes converging in the area. Radiant feels strong enough to actually be able to take this fight at the level 1. And I mean, the dead shot's is going to assist with Frank being pushed back. It's a pretty decent stun. Avalanche as well, clipping on all 4 heroes. Panda's going to go down before Frank hits the deck, and Margo as well is in trouble. 2 kills early here for the boys on Dire. They're going to push Parker away as well. Avalanche still on cooldown for quite some time. They got the shackles though. Is that going to be enough? It's a nice dead shot. Genic holds this for the last second. And now Dire, they've committed far too deep. They're not going to be able to get the kill into Parker, and as a result, we'll even up the trade. 2 kills apiece.
And that is, when I say SA is very brawly, there you have it right there. But a lot of this does have to do with the fact that the Watchers, right? They are no longer spawning at the beginning of the game, as we will see Shadow Shaman go down. And there we have 5 kills in 52 seconds in this game. Not bad at all. But that's just the laning stage. We'll see. And the Queen of Pain actually shook the Bondage facet, returned spell damage. So against a hero like Bristleback, kind of a unique approach. This Bristle is going to be outputting a lot of spell damage, but receiving it right back at him. So
interesting.
More sustain instead of going for the Masochist.
Okay. I don't remember the last time I saw the Bondage facet.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And it's the right game. It makes you more tanky. And I think in this game, that's going to have a lot of value. But it will decrease your damage output a little bit, which Quap is usually known for, so. And I think that he's mainly going for this just for this laning stage, knowing these quills are going to be spammed on him. And a couple points in Dagger with that facet. Dark Mago, I believe, is not going to have a fun time in this one.
Okay. Let's see how Margo is going to be able to get out. You know, what the stacks are going to look like as well. Maybe if they're free to go back and find some stacks. But like you're saying, you know, maybe Wits has a good lane versus Sacred, which could make it a bit difficult for Genic to go back into the triangle and start to get some stacks going, potentially for the Bristle.
Yeah, you can always leave an Enigma alone, though. That's just kind of one of the nice things of the hero. He's not a hero that requires just constant supporting, especially if you're in a hard matchup. I would just say, if you want to win your lane, then yes, maybe you probably should stay with Enigma at all times, but this is probably a lane where you're pretty happy if you just draw with, if you are on the side of Team Sin.
Already see Margo having to run all the way back to base.
In trouble in bot lane here.
It is Panda.
Or is it a bait? It'll be a trade though,
does go
maybe.
down.
No? Guess
Parker? No, not going to go to the left. Tries to get the kill into Demon, but that's not enough damage with the Rocket Barrage.
And Demon's just turning back a little bit, doing a little damage to Parker here. The 3-minute Lotus is coming out. It'll be going to Team Sin. They'll get both of them. One on Enigma and one on the Shadowcopter. So you do lose your Naga there, but you use pretty much all your resources on Team Sin to do so. So I think you're pretty okay with that as Team Sin, especially Parker. You want to make sure Parker's happy. It's rule number 1 playing with Parker.
Rule number 1, make Parker happy. Oh no. Yeah. I feel like it's not good. If we've got to be considering this. You got to make Parker happy. This is the criteria for a good team. They should be able to get a kill though. I'm sure that's going to help out with the morale. There we go. They even make sure they give it to Parker. Panda knows his role.
Very important. Everything going as planned. I think this mid lane here might start getting really hard very soon. I wonder if Mago's dead here. Yeah, I think he might be dead. Doesn't want to go for it. I mean, this is rough. You can control the runes. I'm surprised we did not see a rotation yet. Oh, and he's even going to get his ward. Yeah, this mid lane's pretty done now. I think that was the only chance he could have really done something. And you can see how he's saving his blink. Oh, they got a salve out, so salve will be used. But the action is really happening on this bot lane here.
Oh,
he canceled the shackle.
Oh, yikes. Frank's able to get the stun, but now he's going to be a little bit cautious as well. Stick charges, tries to get to the tree line. Parker's able to find him. QB cuts down the tree that was blocking the vision. We got a kill on the opposite side of the map as well, though. So it does look like Team Den with a combination of Wits and MJZ is able to find the position 4.
Yeah, that was a costly shackle cancel there. It's just not only did he lose a lot of healing from that, just gave away a bit more, and the mid lane pain it's arrived. He didn't even have to use Sonic Wave for that, so this quad pick already paying off, and maybe just the facet in general has already paid off with this laning stage.
A lot of value for Wonder Kid. Let's see what he wants to do with this bottom lane. The action continuing. Just seeing heroes getting run down, resource getting traded. And what do you do actually on the Bristleback? I mean, you're going to go mid. I guess you'll get some assistance from Genic to maybe try and secure the power rune, but
it's not for another 20 seconds, so I mean, you have to stop this quap from getting the power. I think that is going to be really important, and they might just do it. They're going on Parker here.
Lane, MJZ.
He's got stick and
comes through the portal. It's going to give himself a little bit of vision with the ward. Parker, well done. Oh, look at that. Just kills them all. Panda won't be able to catch up to Frank. No spells to prevent that, but rotation for the Ancient Apparition does nothing except just feed another kill over to Parker's Gyro. 4-0-2.
Man, this is going to be the strength of this Heroeless game, and we're probably going to see some unique item build as well. So it's definitely not going to be one of those Gyros that's going to have like a free game as far as itemization, but he is having a free game though as far as the farm department goes. But yeah, dropping that ward there and getting that kill was very, very nice to see. Why did he even have a ward on him? Who buys a ward as a carry at 5 minutes in the game? Either way though.
Let's see what it does on the opposite side of the map. You know, you've got 2 fresh wards down bottom here for Radiant. Like, does this actually maybe do something on the other side where it helps the Quap be able to rotate? Not that they probably know this.
Land. Quap's coming in. This is a streak.
Here?
He's trying to pressure. This is what happens when you're winning your lane too hard. You want to make sure your opponent gets absolutely nothing. So he was zoning the Centaur out from getting any of the farm, but not respecting the fact that this Queen of Pain did have a TP ready, so.
Oh, nice dead shot.
Honestly, feeding out some gold there, but yeah, they will get the AA kill in return, so always nice to see. And this top lane, actually, this Enigma, doing really well. I mean, you're not really shutting down the Tiny, but you are getting complete free farm, and I think the Morta is definitely helping with that one a bit. The AA, of course, doesn't have any way of dealing with the Eidolons, so if you want to kill these, it has to be like a full commit from the Tiny. And I think every time he tries to do that, he's just getting dead shot back into the Eidolons, right? So it can be a little bit tricky.
And that kill really provoked to take it further ahead of the Tiny. There's a massive network difference actually between them. Yep. So let's see what he wants to go. It's going to be the pipe at least for Sacred at the moment. Like only magic damage pretty much. Yes, the Tiny will be a bit mixed as the game goes on, but it's really going to be important to help Dark Margot to maybe enter some of the team fights because his items going to be a bit limited. Should be able to get a kill. Wits doesn't have anyone to play with.
Dead. He's being slowed by Enigma's facet of the event horizon, so you can't really run away. This is the facet you choose when you want to dominate the lane versus other melee heroes. Makes it just so there's no running, but yeah, Tiny, his game is getting harder and harder now. I mean, that might be his first death, but bot lane onto the Centaur.
Oh, nice timing with the deluge. What? Oh, yeah, I didn't know that's how it worked. Okay.
Yeah, it slows your max move speed. But we'll get a return. But yeah, when you have deluge on, your max move speed can be 230, so good luck using Stampede, right? Doesn't really work. So that is kind of like, I'm not gonna say a hard counter to Centaur, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, because I was seeing them set up on the Centaur, and I'm like, are they just wanting to try and force Stampede? Is this the thing for them? Like, there's no way they get this kill, and then, okay, well, yeah, Deluge works like that, apparently.
Yeah, and it's quite nice. Naga's toolkit is kind of BS, you know? It's like you have this net, or you can reel them back, and then you can slow them. Like, when this hero was good, it was always first pick, and Valve buffing Naga, you know, it's a dangerous game. I don't know if
Yeah.
we're ready for or support Naga to come back.
Oh, it's
Might be a
bad.
trash carry, but this hero, if it's good on support, it's real good. Because it just has such a unique toolkit that no other hero has.
I'm gonna have a fight for the power rune. It's like, unfortunately, you don't have MJZ's ultimate, which could be a massive amount of damage for the nuke. We're gonna see that come
Good
through for the
pushback.
Sonic Wave, but still, it's just lacking. Needed that extra spell to potentially get the kill. And Wonder Kid doesn't have mana now. Okay, Blink has just got enough to be able to jump over the
How'd
other
he get
side and
that
get the
rune?
haste. Yeah.
I mean, you have like 4 heroes there from Team Sen. They just let it sit there and she blinked to it. Alright, well, that's nice for Quap. That was a big win for Team Din there, just because you committed a lot. You left the Enigma lane. Now this Tiny was able to push the lane out. He's able to farm. He's going to be able to recover a little bit, which is definitely going to be really nice for him. But you still have a problem. This Gyrocopter is incredibly farmed. Enigma, he's having a great game. You probably wanted to shut him down a little bit more than this with putting the Tiny there. But as I mentioned, stemming the bleeding would have been just enough. But they didn't particularly do a good job on that. And this bot lane, this is where the real problem is. This Gyrocopter is incredibly farmed. As we start to get a little snippet of what this Gyro wants to build. As far as itemization, I told you he wouldn't do something normal. It's going to be S and Y into Hurricane Pike. Not your everyday Gyro build, but he realized in this game, status resist going to be quite nice against heroes like Centaur, AA, Shadow Shaman. Always pretty good. And the Pike, it's all going to be about maneuvering around the map as Stampede is going to be used.
Big kill. Much needed kill for the boys on Dire. Had to get themselves back into a position where they could compete in the early game. And you don't require the Sonic Wave as well. We're still on cooldown, just Stampede and the Ice Blast for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely really big. Any kill on pretty much any hero at this point is going to be nice for Team Din. You're down 3,000 gold, but the big hero to get a kill on is definitely going to be this Gyrocopter, but he's building tanky, as you can see in this build. Dragonlance, Falcon Blade, he wants a Sanjin Yasha next. He's going to have a lot of HP that you're going to have to burn through. Especially the Naga behind you, right? That Song of the Siren is really good at bailing heroes out of trouble. So I mentioned Team Den and their lineup and how well they could do in the laning stage. Didn't really happen this game, so you have less late game potential, and you lost early game. Not really a spot you want to be in for Team Den here, but everything's going great for Team Sen.
It's already confusing me. Sin Den. it's a tough one.
I mean, what can you do?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, yeah, just
That's what they're
could
called.
ask them to name a bit different.
Or we could call them Compromiso.
Oh, no, that's even
That's even more confusing.
that's even harder. No, maybe not more confusing. Maybe it's just harder.
Just harder.
My pronunciation is I don't know.
I
I
remember
feel like
last
it would be
time
worse.
your Spanish needs a little tuning.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, we'll keep it with Team Sin.
All right, Team Sen versus Team Den it is.
Mid lane. Shackles to be able to set off the Ice Blast Sonic Wave. Oh, I thought maybe it was going to push him out, but Margot's probably going to live by the looks of it. Dead shot back into the silence. It's nice for the Muerta, but just no one is here. Wonder Kid actually leaps in for the finishing blow, and now Naga. Oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, she has Song, so shouldn't be able to kill her. But the nice thing about that play is you had an Arcane Rune on your Quap, and I've actually seen this build before on Quap. You go for the Bondage facet, and you go Blade Mail, and you just kind of get in there. That's going to be his kind of view of this game and what he needs to do. He's got a chip vest as well, so he can just farm neutrals very, very quickly.
Very interesting.
I mean, she's all just about reflecting damage at this point, right? So you Gyrocopter, right? No BKB. You just blink on him, and if he wants to use Rocket Barrage on you, both Bondage, Facet, and Blade Mail, what are you going to do? You can't really fight against that. Not for a while. So there's a huge power spike right now. They have Stampede available.
Chased down. Stampede looking for the turn. Dark Margot blocked on the high ground. But the song's going to come out, but it's too late. But the spells already connect. They've lost the mid laner. But the song sets up for the black hole. Sacred's able to enter up on the high ground, but the damage will be there from Parker. They're good for one, and they're going to be good
Sonic
for a
Wave in
second.
3.
Can they escape, though? That's the problem. Low heroes and Wonder Kid, he should specialize in this area. Sonic Wave not required for these heroes at the moment. And he may now have this available if they can catch up to Parker. Wits has been able to spy up the gyrocopter, but they're going to lack at least the ability to help close the distance. So Parker's able to scurry away, and Team Den take a pretty good team fight around their triangle.
Yeah, considering that's Song and Black Hole used, I think you definitely consider getting your resources up and going for a smoke. Those are two really big cooldowns. I mean, unfortunately for Team Sin, they overlapped a little bit. The Song made the call down completely miss too. So that was not ideal. And they're gonna go. This is the blade now.
TP out?
Dead.
Okay. Uh-oh. The big
Witch
streak.
got that kill, yeah. And this Tiny, he's now same net worth pretty much as this Enigma after the bad laning stage.
And importantly, he's got his Ag Shard now, so he has that farming accelerant into the Shadow Blade next, where we're going to be able to see this Shadow Blade to combine with something like the Ancient Apparition. If he wants to get involved through some of the early fights, offers an avenue for him now.
Yeah, and you can see Parker immediately queued up the BKB because he's like, what can I do if this co-op blinks on me with Blade? Like, if I don't have a BKB, she's just going to exploit that. And they're going to go onto the Naga Siren here. Hexed up, shackled up, dead.
Alright. Last couple of sequences for the boys on Team Den. This net worth lead, I think maybe peak was at 4,000, maybe 5 for Team Sin, but very even game, and now they're starting to clump together around this T1 tower mid. Cooldowns still don't have the Black Hole and the Song for Radiant.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Shaman put a smoke in. Yeah, he put a smoke in the backpack. They are now smoking. They want to kill Parker again. I see a ping.
Nice game.
He's gonna try and TP. Avalanche. He's gonna throw it.
Oh, they got
he
him.
did.
Almost the read was there. Radiant, they scanned the smoke down to bottom. That's why Parker tried to TP out instantly, but they saw him go into the trees, and it's another one that's going to drop. Demon and MJZ. The supports combining together with the use of the Serpent Wards finds the Naga. That's 6 deaths for Panda.
Yeah, this lead that you have, like we talked about, you have Song on cooldown, you have Black Hole on cooldown. You got to be a bit more patient. Maybe Parker has to go sit in the triangle and they just have to turtle up a little bit, but they don't. Got a little bit greedy, and they paid the price there. They're going to try and chase down Frank here, but not going to happen. And this Queen of Pain, you know, you had some doubts on this hero. Are you still disbelieving in the quality game state?
This is cool. This is a cool build. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, these builds where you get a little bit tanky definitely are a little bit foolproof, right? Instead of like being that squishy Dagon co-op. So it's definitely a good game for it, and he is performing so far. They're set up in the top lane. Now it looks like stacking time for Gimmick here. Get this gyro high in the net worth, but as I keep mentioning, right, it's not a free gyro game. It's not just a typical, I'm just gonna get to Satanic Ags, walk down a lane, and it's GG. He's gonna have to make some cool maneuvers in this game to find impact.
And for him to be safe this game, it's going to take a while. He's actually gone back for the Hurricane Pike. I know you said he had the BKB queued up for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's an item he can get a little bit faster. And it's still a defensive item, right? Like, the Hurricane Pike push is always going to be good. But it's not a typical gyro item because it's not like a Drower's TA where you push yourself back. Oh, let's hold that thought.
Demon's like, all right, we're not going to defend our tower. Let me just try and drop the wards and go for a trade, but they were at least close enough.
I wonder what the idea is, because the way I look at that is they probably were like, let's just farm a little bit. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make this small solo play. Maybe it'll work out. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out, but... And if they lose Roche because of that, he's really going to be kicking himself.
Alright, so how do you fight this? You still don't have to blink on Centaur. So what are we stampeding in? Tiny yet with the Shadow Blade. No real way to be able to help combine with the Ice Blast, and of course Radiant in a team fight like you've been mentioning.
I mean, they have songs. I don't know how you can defend this Roche.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it turns out That cheeky little play Demon tried making did cost them a bit, but at least they do get a pick there. A little freebie with a tiny Shadow Blade.
Actually, bringing everyone nearby, so they feel like even
Song was used.
giving over the ages,
It's
they
not
still
a
want
good
to try
song.
and take the engagement. Panda using this one to try and split the fight, and Wits is alone as well. They've kind of isolated the Tiny, but the vision is lacking inside the Shadow Blade. Wits is still running them down, but the rest of the team's a little bit further away. Wits? Stampede's going to help close the distance out with a Sonic Wave combination. Wits is gone. Pipe's going to be activated to mitigate the magic damage. Frank has been able to do a good job to lock onto Sacred to at least prevent a good black hole. He'll use it on his dying breath before the Ice Blast ticks, and it's going to be lacking, so he'll stay alive. And our Clop is Atos stuck inside the middle. Sacred will live through it all, and Team Den, I'm in a messy fight for them.
Yeah, they tried to box in that Enigma and get the kill, but unfortunately they couldn't finish him off, and he had a solo black hole, a Centaur, but it's all worth it. It bought time for Parker and Dark Mago in the backline to clean house, and a beautiful silence there from the Muerta locking down the Queen of Pain. Much needed spell to kind of deal with this hero, and that is a 7x kill streak and a triple kill going to this hero that was struggling in the Bristleback. He's completely back in this game. Almost up to Sange and Yasha. He's got a Blade Mill himself. We'll get to see a little bit of a recap on this one, but I think this one was really nice. Just the fact that you managed to completely just stop this choke point here. You're almost dead. You get the silence and the hex on the Enigma here, but look at this backline. Parker's just killing everyone with the help of Dark Mago here, and this black hole, it just buys just enough time for the Muerta to come here and drop that silence, and that silence was a deal breaker for not only saving Sacred's life, but getting the kill on Wonder Kid there with that 7x streak. Quite nice, and before watching that highlight, we did see the wards get dropped and a little bit of a snipe on the Muerta.
Would we get the Tormentor as well? Radiant was able to claim while we were watching that highlight, so Ag Shard for Panda.
What's that one do nowadays? Is it still the heal? Yeah,
Heal.
okay, so now you get more heal and some mana regen from the Song of the Siren, which, you know, arguably isn't very great for AA, but if he times it properly, it could have impact.
Yep. Just gonna start walking it down. T2 tower.
And Parker's actually going back for the Aghanim Scepter now. He's decided BKB is not on the menu. And usually you see this item very early on, Gyro, to help him farm more, but as mentioned, Parker does prefer to build very tanky and then go into items that give him a bit more damage. But that is now online. Aegis has a minute and a half left remaining. 2,000 gold for Team Sen. And more importantly is their combos back up. Black Hole with Blink is available. And goodbye, my friend. Or MJZ, sorry. That's not Panda.
Sorry, we're used to seeing Panda die. 7 deaths. He's okay right now. He's doing his job with the Naga.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see at some point this Naga go for a Blink Dagger, because I think when you have Blink, you're going to be able to set up this Black Hole, because you also have a Blink on Enigma. And I think that's going to be like very high impact, so it's going to have to increase the farming a little bit and reduce the dying if he wants to get there.
Yep. Which, I mean, the Searing Signet helps a little bit with the farming. We'll see if we can just chuck the illusions at some of the waves. Doing a pretty good job at the moment, at least with this position, trying to cut mid with the map in a state where they can continue to pressure towers. T2 down bottom's going to go. They'll steal the Wisdom. And they're able to try and walk up high ground as well. 30 seconds left on the Ages.
Oh. Frank just blinks in and double edges and doesn't even bother stunning. X's you, so that's the
okay.
Shack range.
10 seconds on Ages.
Yeah, you don't want to try and kill him yet. You don't want to kill him now, but, you know, you'd have to be smoked up for that. they're just using this time to get Tiny a BKB. So I think that's pretty much go time now. Aegis is down, BKB is available, smoke immediately from MJC on the Ancient Apparition. BKB Tiny, BKB Quap, but it's versus a Black Hole.
They've got a pretty decent ward to play with if anyone runs into it towards the bottom jungle area. I haven't seen anyone there just yet. They're going to go to the opposite side towards a triangle. Unfortunately, this will be off the mark as well. The lane's not in the greatest position thanks to the Nagas Iron. Mid was pushed in, bottom they still didn't address after the push.
Yeah, this is what we call a very obvious smoke. So Naga is just gonna probably body here.
They're gonna brute force it down. Wits.
I think you want your hero to go in there.
They're gonna be able to get the jump onto the second support as well. Genic offering a lot of control against the Quap, so this is a pretty important target to enable Wonder Kid inside the team fights, and they'll be able to do so with ease.
Yeah, you kill both supports, but there's no real objective from that. It's nice to get a little bit of gold. I think, okay, Parker, it's a lot of damage going on to the Quap here. That's also being returned to Parker, but he's gonna be fine. He's gonna get out. He shoved out bottom lane. They shoved out. Luckily, the Naga didn't feed her illusions, so she was able to push out mid a little bit during that time. So, couple good kills, but not the objective that you really wanted on Team Den there.
Unfortunately not, but I guess at least you don't have to use anything big, like BKB still ready to go from Wits. See how they look to try and position. How do you want to see them play across the map with the current state from Team Den? Like, you do have this really strong Observe Ward down bottom that was freshly placed. Do they need to angle towards this area?
Yeah, I think they should play the side lanes with the Shadow Shaman. Place those wards. Just kind of linger around a core. You got to keep farming, right? The map is really big. There is no objective to take right now. You're looking at Roshan as your next objective, but it doesn't have the opportunity to spawn now. So I think, yeah, you play side lanes, allow your Quap to push out. And if there's any stragglers, Shadow Shaman has to be there with the lockdown, +1 core with an A blast to get a kill. But other than that, I don't think you really force anything. Not yet. You're limited on how many smokes you have. Roshan will be up in the next couple minutes here. We'll see in the next 20 seconds. But what they're doing is fine. Yeah, Quap is just pushing bottom. Kind of dealing with mid as well. The AA is actually the one cutting mid lane of all heroes. Probably wishes he had the other facet that had AoE cold feet, but it is what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do. And now there's a nice ward from MJC too that sees Parker make a rotation. And I think at this point, if your team Den, you just want information and you farm. That's it. And if your team is Sin, you would love to take a team fight, right? But I don't think Team Den really wants anything to do with this Black Hole Sleep combo.
It's going to be a very difficult combo for them to deal with as this game goes on. Margot is starting to run down MJZ. Wits is nearby. Nice combination to set up for the Ice Blast. That'll assassinate the Moeta.
Quap's coming in from the back line here, dude, but the Eidolons do see him.
So see how Radiant... Yeah, they're still positioning pretty aggressively on Sin around this Observe Ward. Like you said, you lose Moeta, but you've still got the Song and Black Hole, so they're going to make sure they group together, but Team Den will not run them down. In regards to the Tiny's item build, he's got Daedalus currently queued up. Is there a world where you are thinking about the Silver's Edge to kind of deal with the Bristleback, or do you think there are other ways where it's not required for the Silver's Edge this game?
I think he'll get it eventually, right? But I think he wants more sustained damage for now. But it's a great Silver Edge game. Like, great versus the Bristleback, good versus the Gyro Ags too. It helps you there. Just, you already have the Shadow Blade, right? Attack speed's great on Tiny, damage is great on Tiny, and gives you kind of a little bit of everything. So, at any point he wants to pick it up, I'll be pretty happy with this. You can see they're just waiting to see who shows on that ward. Shadow Shaman wants to go, but that's a shielded Bristleback. I don't know if that's the target. And the Naga Blink is revealed there. but the AA has a blink of its own, so position 5 support blink meta. AA will throw out the blast. It's a good time to reset now. They're going to smoke up immediately. Either go fight or commit to the Roche here. You can commit to Roche because you do have Naga. This is another one of the unique qualities Naga can do for you. Roshan is unaffected by sleep. So you can just pop it if you want, if you feel any danger. But with Ice Blast down, Team Din realized that they cannot do anything about this. And I still think for the entirety of this game, the game plan is going to be get the lanes out for Team Din and never team fight. And you have good split push. And there's no good catch, really, on Team Sin, right? If you look at their heroes, who's going to catch you? Oh, found the Tiny.
Apparently Panda can. My Blink Naga Siren is catching the support. We've got to find on the opposite side of the map. It's a black hole. Tiny's been caught. Witz was able to activate the BKB beforehand. Stampede gets some separation as well. Demon's done a good job to hold Parker back at the moment, but once the Shackles expires, they'll be able to chase the Shaman down. 2 important kills, and there should be another as well. If they got any stuns once the song expires, though.
Yeah.
And Snare's going to be there.
BKB,
With the BKB, Wonder Kid will be able to blink away. His are fine.
Alright, they are out. So, all things considered, right? The Tiny gets out, Black Hole was used, and you just lose your supports. That's a W for Team Din there. And Tiny, he's going to stay. He's going to cut a wave here. Dangerous, but he does it successfully. Yeah. And this is not a game where it's easy for Gyro. When I say it's not a free Gyro game, it's very hard to go high ground. This game is Gyro, right? You're playing versus a Centaur stun. You've got an Ice Blast. You're playing versus a Shaman who has a BKB Aether Winds. No Blink, of course, but he'll have that one soon. You're getting really farmed. BKB Shaman is very terrifying. So if Parker goes high ground, he's done. Once. Maybe twice. Unless you can somehow get some spells off. But there's no BKBs for now on Team Din, and I think that's what they're using this timing for. But they're going to be up in 10 seconds on everyone but Quap, who's going to be 30. Risky
again
push here.
No black hole. Nice Silence going to be able to prevent the Shackles. Dark Marco knows his role. Hunt down the Shadow Shaman, and Parker's going to be able to deal with the Centaur. They went for the defense before the BKBs and before everyone else was inside the base, and they're going to pay the price. Margot does go incredibly deep, maybe giving them an opportunity to deal with the Bristleback. BKB TP out. He's going to be fine. The buildings will not, though.
Dude, he had BKB up in 2 seconds on Shadow Shaman, and he just goes. And all right.
Yeah.
Not very disciplined there at all. Those are the ones that hurt, you know? Like, when you make these mistakes, they start to add up. And that was a big one. That one cost you, luckily, only your ranged barracks and your tier 3 and a buyback, which, you know, is a 4K swing. Not insurmountable, but these mistakes do hurt. All right, good news is BKBs are still up. Luckily, he didn't BKB before he died. And now he also has max disables. He did max Ether Shock. That's why he is so farmed. I mean, he was like literally like 400 gold away from Blink, but with that death and buyback, that Blink is nowhere on the horizon. But it's okay. He's got enough items. His toolkit is still fine. The Tiny can go first. The Centaur can go first. He just has to control. And they're going to see him. The Hex has been used. Is that a Hex break?
But I know the BKBs are on cooldown.
So, level 15 is coming from Shaman, and that Hex will apply a break. So that'll be one way to... This Bristleback will feel very squishy. And maybe that's the thought process of not getting the Silver Edge on Tiny. He's like, okay, when Shaman's 15, we'll already have a break available for us, so I'll just wait for that.
Still trying to see the way for Team 10 as this game goes on, because it feels like the entire game you're painting this picture that you're seeing have this overwhelming team fight, just the ease of the combo of the song and the black hole. So how do you look to play like the later game fights for Team 10? I know you're saying like at the moment you're kind of avoiding 5v5s, playing the side lanes, but there is going to come a stage where you will need to 5v5, and how does this kind of look for the boys on Dire?
Well, you're just going to cut waves, right? So what Team Sin has, and as far as teamfight goes, they're kind of lacking in catch, right? So you're pretty free for Tiny to just split push with Shadow Blade. This Quap is going to keep all the waves out. And I actually think it's very hard to go high ground if you are on Team Sin, right? So you basically just don't want to take any fights that are outside of your base. But if they're walking to your high ground, you have Ice Blast, you have the Shaman Hex, right? That's going to apply a break. You have this potential Tiny toss back. Centaur can get people out with a disengage. They're really strong defending on their high ground. So the whole way that you want to take this game for Team Den is just don't take team fights outside of your base. And try to get solo pickoffs and just keep the lane shoved as much as you can. As you can see, mid is shoved, bot is shoved. Not much you can do for Team Sin right now, except for just go as 5. And that's why we'll probably see the more stagnant this game is, the more net worth advantage is going to go to Team Den. However, if you're going to get every objective, right, on the side of Team Sin, there's nothing you can do about that. And Parker's going to kill himself, potentially. Yeah, he did. I think that was calculated, because now he wants to lose the Aegis, and he'll still get the Tormentor, so honestly, it's fine. In fact, it's a pretty cute play there, just getting some value out of that, and they only had to do that with 2 heroes. So, yeah, every objective, as I mentioned, every Tormentor, every Roche is going to go the way of Team Sin, and that obviously puts you in a great spot as far as knowing you can do all objectives, but the question is, can you end the game? Completely different beast.
Okay.
And from the looks of it, this is going to be a game that's going to go quite long.
Okay, so then how are you looking? Are there items that need to be considered for Radiant on their ability to end the game? Or is it just, like you're saying, we really can't think of our way to go high ground when Dire is still alive? We need to somehow force a fight outside the base. Are you looking then for ways to get pickoffs across the map, like hexes or something? Or what is the call for them?
I mean, that's one way of doing it, but I think you just continue to get Roche, and I think on the next Roche, sure, you can do a smoke here and there and hope you get a catch, a pick. It's definitely very possible. But I think you just need to execute the high ground pushes really well. Like, we have Ags on Naga, which is going to be really instrumental for that. So you get more cast range. It goes through BKB. The break applying is not really a huge deal this game, but that's also there.
So they're going to put Margot up as well. I've seen Parker previously has been really the main one to siege. Margot is even face checking the high ground.
Yeah, they have nice wards there. This needs to get dewarded, but nobody wants to do it as the sentry will go down.
Back. He's able to activate the BKB though. And oh, look at the damage. Dark Margot turns to try and deal with the Shadow Shaman. Will still be able to limp away now, but the BKB has expired from Dark Margot. Atos into the Ice Blast. They're in trouble. They'll attempt with the song, but it looks like the damage has maybe been dealt. It's going to try and TP out. Margot cancelled his TP. Feel like he's going to be able to stay alive long enough. Panda as well will go down. And Parker's just out of there. Parker's nowhere to be seen. And meanwhile, this is not the same fate for Sacred. Sacred, he didn't get the memo.
And the 2 catapults continue to beat on the barracks there. I mean, I'm surprised he got that BKB. This would have been a completely different fight if that Hex came before the BKB of the Bristleback, right? It would have applied a break. He would have got a shackle off, but this is kind of the price you're paying for this game. Like, you have to just go high ground if you want these team fights, but as I mentioned, it's not going to be easy. There's tossbacks, there's instant disables, there's no Satanic that's going to be able to help you turn the fights around because you're playing for, say, A. And at some point, the later this game goes, and the more you die on the enemy high grounds, it's going to be worse, right? You're going to give more gold, you're going to give more experience, and the game is going to feel hard. So you're allotted a few deaths to get some building damage, but hopefully you can't have too many.
Margot, they found him.
And you definitely
Far
can't
outside
have
the
any of
base.
these. Oh no,
No,
he's
you
dead.
cannot at all.
Oh, that hurt though. 6 goose stacks and a blade mail to the face. I mean, that's my #1 item on my wish list for if you're gonna ask me about patches, which we're not gonna get probably for another 12 months, is
Yes. Oh.
blade mail. Blade mail getting nerfed.
Sorry, man. I don't know if we're ready to be able to speak about what we want on our patch.
We just got one. It's a great patch. I like the patch. I'm just a little sad as a carry player at how good. Anyway, Naga is dying really slow here, but she's gonna die. Okay. Wonder Kid gonna steal that with the shard. I mean, as a carry player, this Blade Mill tanky meta, I've had enough of it, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the tanky meta has been around for a while. Maybe it's not as bad as what it was maybe a couple months ago.
I'm fine with the tanky meta, but I'm not fine with being tanky and just being able to kill carries by just doing nothing but being tanky. That's the Blade Mill.
You want some skill involved. If you're gonna die, yeah. At least like be impressed by dying instead of just I don't want to just
kill myself, you know?
Yeah.
That's the sad part. There's no way to get this Roche. Okay, so Naga dying there, this was not part of the plan at all. You were not supposed to give away any Roshans. You have the superior team fight. You have Naga Siren. I have Roche for free button, which is the R, but if you're dead, that's not going to happen. So this is a massive Roshan that Team Din is going to take, and a huge blunder from Team Sin. Even being in a position of dying, knowing Roche could be up. That's cheese, that's refresher, that's cheese, and that is also a banner. That's 4 items you gave away.
Yeah.
Refresher Quap.
Oh, we blinked into Dark Margot. Can Lotus be able to get out of the ATOS? Stampede might be required here. Cheese is currently in the backpack. We'll see if he's going to put it in. Wait, Frank? Isn't disengaging with the Stampede. What are we thinking about here? Frank is now slowed down with the Goo, and he's gone. AA is going to be run down as well. They've been able to find the Enigma towards the backline. Panda's song comes in clutch. They'll be able to keep Sacred alive. They're not clumped up. They're going to try and drag him back with the instant, but it doesn't get the double black hole. It's still enough to kill him with the Queen of Pain, which is trying to do as best as he can, but he does not have the damage to be able to go toe-to-toe versus Parker. But the big issue is BKB is now out. Parker's going to be cautious about the Ice Blast on top of him, along with the respawn of the Tiny. There's Gannick ran down inside the trees. Dark Margot has kind of stuck around because Parker picked up the regen. Full resources, going to jump back into the middle of the team fight. And Frank is vulnerable. What is he going to be able to do? Trying to act as a bodyguard, putting himself up in the face, sending Parker away. Frank is still vulnerable. Goose is starting to stack up, and Parker's continuing to play with full resources. Massive combo from MJG with the Wits Ice Blast. They should go down. Margot might be able to reign supreme. Wits one more toss to the last second, but it's not enough. Dark Margot will live. Frank as well, the other survivor for Team Den.
I mean, killing that Quap and that Black Hole is absolutely critical. However, you did not force the Refresher Shard, so we didn't see the double Sonic Wave, double BKB in that fight. Absolutely nothing from her there. A little bit costly there from Wits. I think he missed 2 avalanches there in that final kind of like play there, hoping he could pick it on the back line. That was kind of the difference of him getting a kill or him dying, unfortunately, but really close. You did get the Aegis there, and I believe the cheese was used too, and 2 buybacks on the side of Team Den there, so. And there's a cart available for the Centaur now.
Oh, sick.
And that might be able to help versus Black Hole. I think not the easiest to use, but can you pull people out of Black Hole? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maybe you can. And if you can, that'll be huge, but I think the cast range on it, though, is quite small.
Well, it's going Wind Waker, so.
Yeah, I think the idea is like trying to save whatever they can. I mean, Wind Waker is an item right now that we don't see a lot of just because how prevalent Nullifier is in the game, but there's no Nullifiers, and Parker doesn't want to buy a Nullifier, but maybe Dark Margot can build a Nullifier. Once they see this online, but I don't think he wants to get that for a little while, as I believe he is eyeing up either a Heart or Satanic for himself.
See, what is he going for? Satanic, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Margot 26, a couple of the 25 talents. Unfortunately, I mean, like you were saying previously with the Ages getting claimed from Team Den, Sacred is incredibly poor, so he's never going to get a refresher. If he is, it's going to be super late, so would have loved to have that from Roche. Unfortunately, not the case.
Yeah, I mean, them stealing that Roche was absolutely huge. I mean, obviously, the way they used that Aegis probably wasn't ideal, but the fact that you didn't give it to Team Sin may have just secured you a late game, right? Because you're not going high ground without a pick. However, if you do get a pick on Shaman or Centaur, those heroes have no buybacks. So
Shaman?
that is definitely big. Oh,
He's good.
he blinks away. Team was not in position there, so. And another cancelled shackle. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
That's the combo we've been waiting for the entire game. They were just waiting for one opportunity. The song setting up for the black hole. Can they still take the team fight afterwards? So Wits is doing as best as he can, but the damage, it's not enough from him. It wasn't even close. Wits has got a buyback. They're going to have to use everything for the defense. Shaman's about to go down as well. Deadshot will send Wits away. He's going to try and end up, but he's having a difficult time. Dark Margo, he's just protecting everyone. They've reset. I mean, currently Parker's just dealing with objectives. They're taking so long to try and kill the Bristleback. Everyone else has been able to get away. Endoso kills some of the barracks.
All right, I mean, Shaman did have buyback, corrected me. It was actually AA who had no buyback with the Centaur. And I don't actually know what's going on with this Queen of Pain, but she's not doing anything in these fights. She had to go back to base without using Sonic Wave. The fight was over. Still hasn't used that Refresher Shard. They definitely need Wonder Kid to deal more damage in these fights. She has Aghanims with Refresher Shard, so the damage potential's insanely high for this hero, but we've yet to see it in the last two team fights. She just had to run away, so.
She was waiting for the level 25. Now she can use the Refresher Shard with the Sonic Wave extra damage.
That is very patient of her. They lost a couple buybacks and a few more racks for that one. But maybe it is worth it, you know? Like, these late game moments. It's all about, like, you can lose almost every barracks, and potentially sometimes you can lose every barracks and you can still win a game. It's all about, usually, in these late game situations, do you have a buyback or do you not? And that can be particularly game winning or losing.
Dude, Parker is massive. Holy. What is his net worth?
I mean, he's going for a rapier. So, I mean, yes, he is massive, but he only has room for one more item. So, it's kind of like inflated net worth, right? Especially if he's going rapier. That means, like, his buyback is going to have less value.
Yeah.
So he's, okay, he's going to go for Scotty. He's going butterfly. He's queued up 3 different items in the span of like 10 seconds. He's not sure what he needs to win this game, but he knows he has a lot of money.
Yeah,
so
before you were speaking about some of the lack of damage. We're not seeing, you know, the Queen of Pain, at least. So the spell casting from her inside the team fight's tiny as well. I feel like a bit surprised at the damage that we've not been seeing from him, and would have been lovely if they were able to get the amp damage inside the river. Unfortunately, Parker's going to be the one to find that with the butterfly fresh to complete it. So this is a difficult defense from Dire.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind that no buybacks have been used in this game, really, from the side of the Radiant squad, so they can keep making these plays. Knowing that some buybacks are not there. On Tiny, no buyback. Centaur, 1 minute buyback. About 4.5 minutes, no buyback for Shaman.
Okay.
30-second cooldown on that, but 30 seconds
it's just
is a long time.
One mistake with the positioning, and all of a sudden you're going to have a song into a black hole. You've got to be so perfect with this last defense. Demon's going to jump outside their base. They found the Enigma. That's a massive target. Panda's going to do his best to protect, but the damage has already come through. So Panda's song doesn't give them the value. Maybe it's enough to help the retreat. Wonder Kid's going to be able to catch up to Genic. They also got the Atos onto Panda as well. Both supports looks like will go down as Dire do an incredible job to be able to catch up to the retreating Radiant.
They are doing it, which is great, and it's just they're running out of base. Every defense is costing them a little bit of their base. So if they get the next Roche, everything's worth it. In the end, it's not quite up yet. I mean, they got an unlucky timer. I mean, it's got 2.5 minutes left until it's back. They would have loved to have that. I think maybe they want to force some buybacks here, but you still got to be careful. This Tiny has no buy. Shaman has no buy. And if either of those heroes die, I think, and if it's a 4 versus 5, Team Sin will not... They will get every barracks, right? They will not be shy by that whatsoever.
You got creeps inside your base as well.
You gotta be careful.
Right? Activate the BKB. And these respawns are coming up. Oh, they got the break. And they're gonna have the damage.
Oh, Centaur died. Alright, they got him. He does have buy though.
Your base.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's okay, they'll defend it. So these defenses need to be a little more clean from Den. Like what happened that last fight, even though it all worked out, I think Demon hard carried it by finding that Enigma, right? The Centaur went in as Quap was blinking backwards. And that's the reason why they lost their barracks and as a whole, because like you have to go when your Quap goes, right? And if you're going in when your Quap's blinking backwards, that's not really good synchronization. So if that keeps happening, they're gonna keep losing buildings. Whoa. What was that for? Well, he's gonna get black holed.
Yep. That he is indeed.
Dead. Right.
He's at least the one with a buyback.
Yeah.
Gem?
That's good. I mean, there's no black hole, I guess. You can also go that way. So if you use both your buybacks there and take the fight, you'll probably win it because there's no Song black hole to worry about. But that is going to be 2 more buybacks you're going to have to expend. And there's going to be a point where if you keep having to buy back and you keep dying, somebody's going to get caught with no buyback. And that's when your base is going to disappear. So smoke, good. Set up. Tiny, come back. You have buybacks available. Come back, Tiny, faster.
To get inside the base. Oh, it popped the BKB just as Demon jumped in as well. Nice shields. He's able to dodge the dead shot. Wits is going to look for the toss. Sacred's inside the base.
He got tossed. But they did defend the barracks. I mean, Parker wanted to get that barracks with that BKB there. I mean, luckily these barracks, they do regen 5 per second. Now, Roshan, this is the next objective here. There is no Enigma, but do you want to spend Quap buyback for this?
You're going to make a decision pretty quickly, though. This Roche falling fast to the damage and Parker. Nope. So this time, it will get components from that Roshan. Refresher. Aegis as well is going to be given over to Dark Margot. Cheese onto Parker.
Yeah, this game is literally the definition of a death by 1,000 cuts for Team 10 here. Like, every little decision, sure, you're getting something from Team Den every fight, but you're also losing something to get it. And that sacrifice they're making is their base. Roshan's Tormentors. Not really getting many of either of those in this particular game. And you're also not getting buybacks out of Team Sin, or really any building damage. I mean, you're able to get a little bit of damage on the tier 2, or tier 3, sorry, mid, but buyback situation will be critical. So we have now reached 51 minutes into this game, and we have 8 buybacks available. 5 for the side of Dire, because of the ones that truly matter. So all buybacks are available for Team Den to fight into this Aegis push. Enigma has Refresher Shard now, though. 2 black holes are available. I found Enigma.
Going to BKB down to the south. That they have indeed, but the follow-up isn't going to be there. Song from Panda does an incredible job to be able to keep Enigma alive and offer that black hole control. Frank, okay, put him out. There's our answer. He's able to pull him out, but Sacred's got another round of the black hole. If he can find an opening, Wits tries to get on top of him, doesn't prevent the black hole. The damages are going to come through enough. Chain's at least stopping a little bit from Parker. He's just relying on the Scepter at the moment, but Wits will be ran down. It's a nice toss to send him away. Wits is still getting hunted. The Goose is stacking up. Meanwhile, Parker's been able to deal with everyone else. Buybacks, that's the only way for them to defend. One last fight for Team Den. It's going to be a costly one at that. Control from Wonder Kid. Ice Blast will come out, but they don't have enough.
That's 6 buybacks.
They do not have everyone nearby. All the buybacks they could ever hope for, but unfortunately, they do not have the net worth to be able to go up against Radiant. It's not going to matter in the end by the looks of it. Parker should be able to walk on forward, deal with Wits for the final time. Centaur as well is going to be pushed further outside the base. It took them a while on Radiant. Wonder Kid's still making it work for it though. Refreshes back up with a Sonic Wave push away. He's actually able to get Parker. Wonder Kid, all right. Tries to TP up and instead is going to be able to prevent that. No way to keep him alive though. Wits doesn't want to put his Bonnie on the line to toss him out.
They can probably hold this, to be honest with you.
Oh my.
Dire's middle
Absolute bloodbath. We had 8 buybacks?
What happened?
Yeah, 8 people bought back.
What?
Only 2 that didn't buy back was... Okay. Oh, if Centaur dies here, this could be over. Or Tiny.
Is he... Can he get BKB? Okay, gets BKB off. Wits has, I guess, got Refresher at least for another BKB. Shaman's up in 20 seconds. No Glyph, though.
Parker's pinging attack. Attack. He's like, end this game, please, before Shaman's up. It's a risky one, though.
Oh, they're going to be able to
dead?
blow him. Wits...
No,
Oh, we got
used?
Satanic. A little bit more damage. Dark Margot. Just alive, importantly. It did buy time for Shaman. Is it actually going to matter, though? Because you also need Wits for the damage inside the break. There's the Hex. There's the control as well. Another round of the break with the Silver's Edge. He's got a buyback, but they are not going to use it.
That's a refresher, Tiny. Not something you see every day, but realizing how important it is to have that double BKB. I mean, I guess with the toss, too, you get 4 toss charges. That could come in handy quite nicely.
Nice.
Alright, well. The game goes raging on. You do have Megas, but now Dire has absolutely 0 buybacks. They used every single one. Radiant, they still have buyback on Dark Mago, but he's dead for a whole minute here. And they have a buyback on the Naga, which, you know, some of these buybacks are, at least the Naga one, it's nice to have, but it's not going to be game breaking. She's kind of playing the back lines anyway. So this Bristol one, I think they want to save. But you got to be careful now. I think strategically, you're probably just waiting for 60 minutes in this game, which is going to give you neutral items, another Roshan potentially, and of course, most importantly, more buybacks for both teams. Like, Team Den needs buybacks to be able to stay in this game, whereas Team Sin used all their buybacks to try and end this game. So they were unsuccessful with that. However, they were close.
They were, but like you said, this one will go on. So we're going to stall out till we get the next set of neutrals. Wits is also getting close to his 30, so low cooldown in the Avalanche.
Dire are scanning.
For some reason, Parker gave Sacred his Saint Inyasha. Oh, he passed it back. I was like, why does Enigma have an S and Y? But Parker just gave it to him. And a Refresher's now on Gyro too, so backpacking at S and Y and Butterfly really just gets to pick whatever item he wants to use in that moment.
It's insane.
I mean, I think you're
So
gonna have to
far.
pick between one.
Yeah.
I think the Butterfly probably has more value here, but you use your BKB, you use all your spells, pop the Refresher, and then you swap in the Butterfly after. Maybe he wants a status resist, but it is nerfed. 15% isn't as impressive a number as 25. Or 20, I guess it was in the last patch.
Enigma got enough gold for a Refresher as well. There's always going to be a problem with the potential of just the song and dealing with the objectives too. Sacred.
Black hole?
First black hole with the damage from Parker. All or nothing onto the Centaur.
He missed
Down
the
goes
second one.
Frank. Ice Blast is going to fly on through. But they've already lost 2 of their heroes' wits. Couple of tosses is enough for Sacred though. The buildings,
finish
the
this
creeps, they're swarming inside yet. Looks like It's going to be difficult for them to be able to withstand afterwards. The building's just going to fall too fast. Parker will go to the throne. They don't care about the boys on Dire. Now with the glyph, they'll look to celebrate with a couple of kills. Some dives into the fountain. But this is going to be all she wrote. It took them a while to be able to close this game out, but it looks like Team Sin will find game one in the end.
Yeah, I mean, a lot to really break down with this one, but I think it just really came down to just having a great early game would be ideal.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have to see then if Demon's able to make these moves, you know, through the portal, tipping in to assist with the difficult lane for Wits on the Templar Assassin. I don't know. We'll see what Frank can do. Maybe they can make some stacks as well later on inside the jungle. I guess that's also a bit of a problem with the CK Tide lane, is the fact you can't just play off stacks.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
even
early.
went for the refractor facet too, so I was thinking maybe this is a game where you max meld because your refraction's garbage. But nope, he's kind of committed to that.
As I will.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous here for Team Den side lanes. Very, very nervous.
Can you play off pulls on the side lanes? I mean, CK's 340 movement speed with Windlace. How does the CM kind of deal with just a position 4 play?
I mean, just frostbite him, I guess. That's a good start. If you can apply
Very
some
good start.
pressure here.
And get down to the low ground. They're going to be able to keep up the pressure, though. Frank's got another round of the gush in a couple of seconds. Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
Demon's also going to be able to get here. And yep, he's done indeed. So first blood for the boys down Dire. And Demon's also going to be the one that gets it.
Good start. Starting 3 heroes bottom, getting a kill. They needed to do something about the laning stage for sure. They couldn't have continued to have static lanes. That would not be great for them. So any creative thing you can do to kind of like mix up the laning stage is going to be good for you. And that was definitely one of them. But we're going to definitely need a couple more of those as well, because one cheeky little kill is not going to really win you bot lane, right? It just kind of gets you a little bit of an advantage going your way. Especially because it was the CK, right, who got the first blood. Doesn't really benefit the Tidehunter too much that this guy now finished a magic wand with the money he bought and bought
sick.
more tangles, right?
Launch it for Tide. I don't know if you mentioned, Wonder Kid went for the bondage facet again.
Yeah. That's just how he likes to play Quap, it looks like. I see less of a reason this game, because you're not playing versus like this gyro uncontrollable damage. And the bristleback too, so it was impressive last game, right? But we'll see if it can be impressive this game too. Because I honestly just haven't seen this facet in this build enough to really have a read on whether you can go this every single game or if it's very situational.
We'll have to see. But maybe we get more games from Wonder Kid on the Queen of Pain.
I'm sure we will. He seems to really enjoy this hero. And he does seem quite good on it as well, as we saw in the last game.
Bottom lane, Frank already starting to see some of the pressure they're going to be able to put on the Tidehunter.
And this top lane, like, I expected it to be bad for the TA at some point, but usually level 1 Darkseer is garbage, man. This hero doesn't do much, but he is rocking the CS board right now.
Yeah.
19 CS, completely free farming on this offlane Darkseer. And I think you're super happy at this point on Team Sin. The fact that your Darkseer had a really strong level 1, 2, and 3. And if they give up the... Okay, we have a fight on the bot lane for... Oh no, he got it actually on the Lotus. He tried to Reality Rift in, but it was too late. So yet again, 2 games in a row where Team Sin gets both Lotuses. This Lotus has
And they're
a
getting
big
bodied
impact.
mid too. 9 last hits compared to the 16 and 5 on Dark Margot. So Wonder Kid's also struggling very much in this matchup. This is really not looking good for Team Dan.
I mean, this is a Dark Mago classic hero, right? Like, maybe the Bristleback. I honestly think that matchup is like twice as bad, just inherently through heroes, right? But on top of it, I'm sure Dark Mago Bristleback mid isn't really a staple of his compared to his Tiny, right? He's played against every single matchup with this Tiny, and he's way more comfortable playing into counters. And yeah, I think this is a Quap favored matchup, but I think just the experience Dark Mago has as a Tiny specialist is pulling ahead in this matchup for him.
Without a doubt. Be able to secure the water rune. Now, they did bring both supports mid as well. Even MJZ along with Genic. So along with Demon. Moving over for the Chaos Knight. So you are continuing to have a completely free game on Sacred. It's going to be the Vanguard early on for him. And we'll see. What, because he does have so much gold. What are the items you want to see out of the Darkseid? He can go kind of anything he would like this game with the farm. Are there some that you would prefer in particular?
I mean, a Halberd for sure this game, right? You're playing versus TA. You're already building a Vanguard. Builds into it. Having an early Halberd makes it so you can just dive this TA and just Halberd her. What does she do at that point? You're a ranged hero. It lasts like 5.5 seconds on you. And it'll just make
like
diving them very easy.
Been impressed with the like early ag shards I've also been seeing on the Darkseid.
I mean, I don't know when to buy that. Like, I read it, and I guess the slow is nice and does damage over time. I don't know. I mean, it's good. I don't know. I guess with Batrider, if... Oh, well. You got a TP, I think, if you are top lane.
We're also seeing Demon get run down inside the river. So we're getting a couple kills across the map by the looks of it. Demon will die. Wits actually does live. MJZ with the Tame the Beast was able to push them away.
Yeah, I mean, he was very close there. If MJC wasn't there, that would have been a kill, but... Yeah, Parker getting a kill on Demon in the bot lane there. Definitely helps us. We do another little pause there. And this mid matchup, you know, I don't think they're expecting it to go this poorly, but he's rocking this lane here. And even though the Darkseer is free farming, the TA is still having a good game. The only thing I'm really worried about, though, is TA dying. But this Batrider doesn't have a point in Firefly just yet. And I guess he didn't have boots either, so if you can't really just stick on top of the TA, it might be a little difficult. See us saving a skill point here. We'll see what he goes for next. 6-minute rune fight time. Supports are making rotations. First power rune of the game is coming out.
Let's see where it's gonna go.
It's RNG time, I think.
It is a top spawn. We've got a shield rune. Genic may needed himself to not die. He's fine.
It's funny, like, you bring heroes to try and take away a little bit of the RNG of the rune, but it still was really.
Yeah.
Even with all the heroes, you do it correctly. If it was a bottom, it would have been Team Din. If it's top, it's Team Sin. But if you don't make that rotation right, then it's a guaranteed free rune for either side. So you just got to make the rotation and just go for the RNG.
I mean, a lot of mid matchups, it's incredibly important, but maybe even more so with this one, with the Tiny and the Queen of Pain, just both their abilities to be able to rotate early with some of the power runes. So not the best one with the shield on Dark Margot, but maybe can at least keep him alive against the nuke potential from the Sonic Wave early.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. This is definitely not a rune that's going to get you kills on the map, but it will make you unkillable mid lane. So I guess you take that.
Are you, like, looking at the net worth now? I mean, Tier's ahead of the Darkseer. So are you surprised? What do we feel like is the difference that maybe we were expecting in the lane? Would you expect maybe the fact that they both just farm, or did something, maybe they didn't use the opportunities to potentially hunt down the TA and put more pressure on her?
I mean, I think they're fine with it. Ringmaster's just a strong laner, right? I think whenever you play against TA, if you ever are free farming, you're winning because this hero is so strong in lane. And if you're ever giving a weak hero like Darkseer a game, that's also a loss, right? Because Darkseer is very notorious for getting crushed in lane. So yes, they might be even in net worth right now, but given the nature of this matchup, okay, Parker, not level 6 yet, but he will grab a kill.
He's got another Earthshock. Wonder Kid's here, okay.
Is under attack.
Not gonna let that happen. And Panda, does this work? No way.
Dire are scanning.
A move.
Oh,
They scanned. Yeah, no. Yeah, they got it.
almost. And that'll be a double kill here for Wonder Kid. And he's teleporting back mid, but 8-minute rune. Shield is active and Arcane is on Tiny, so
Is under attack.
I think with all the runes he's been getting, he is going to probably just use these to farm, and he's just going to have a very quick phase blink. I mean, he could use this Arcane to make a rotation to,
Top tower has fallen.
honestly, any lane, but I think going to this TA might be the best. But as you can see, the Darkseer is now ahead. You made a small rotation. The tower is dead. It looks like Crimson Guard is going to be the item of choice for the Darkseer, which is also good versus heroes like TA. It's not like crazy good versus TA, but it's, you know, any armor and damage
Right, bottom lane.
mitigation's good. Double stun.
Position from Demon.
Yeah, that's kind of
Is
the
he
power
getting-
of that facet.
We've got another rotation as well. Dark Margot looking to try and utilize the Arcane Rune. Frank has been able to get back towards the T2 tower. Unfortunately, Demon, bit of a stutter step from him, so he's not going to get out of the firing range. Frank
Okay.
still feeling confident to be able to drop the Ravage, killing off the Crystal Maiden, but now Parker as well has shown up. Gotta be cautious about Wonder Kid. He's ready to go. Even Wits has actually come down, so if the Templar Assassin wants to stop her in farming, she sees some free kills, and well, Parker's gonna be one of them. Maybe even looking for more as well, Dark Margot. They've got the Sonic Wave ready to go if they got a way to cancel the TP. They do not, so nice read from him. Margot's out.
Yeah, the Arcane Rune did a lot of work there, but with the rotation of the TA, Parker, unfortunately, he's not having a great game here. That's 2 deaths in a row for him. Gonna slow down his Battle Fury a lot, whereas TA, she doesn't need a Battle Fury. Gonna go back and do some stacks, and
Oh, this. No
okay,
way,
the
did she
Sonic
get
Wave,
out?
it hit. In fact, I think she's gonna get a kill here.
Looks like she is. Wonder Kid, nicely done. First power rune that is going to have inside the arsenal. Even Frank is nearby. We got 5 heroes on dial.
Yeah, I mean, Wits is doing really well this game. He realized top lane is somewhere he can't be anymore. TP's bottom, makes a play happen, and just because he's in the neighborhood, he decides to just go ahead and get a kill mid too. So he gets another kill, forces Darkseer back. He'll probably go back top now, knowing Darkseer has went mid, be able to farm that all out. His TP will be back up, and then he can TP to the triangle to do some stacks. So right now, this TA is quite happy with life right now and how things went. And yeah, him not dying in the lane was very good for him. And him getting 1 or 2 of these kills and a couple stacks, this bot lane doesn't really matter anymore. And I think pretty soon here in this game, he is going to surpass this Darkseer in farm. It's not going to take much longer here, as he does have Dragonlance online, and looks like more stacks will be happening as well in the Ancient camp that he will inevitably go take out.
So how does the game then look for Wits? You mentioned about the carry-to-carry matchup. You spoke about then the lane matchup with the Darkseer. Is it still a little bit frustrating with like the Iron Shell and maybe the Firefly to be a bit of an issue for the TA through the early to mid game? Or do we feel like Wits has gotten out of the most dangerous part of this game?
I mean, he definitely got out of a dangerous part of the game, but it's by no means a free TA game, right? If you get lassoed, that's not great because it's going to kill your fraction. Tiny will immediately break your fraction and toss you out of position, also not great. So those are the 2 heroes that he's worried the most about, and those are 2 heroes that can just have an Iron Shell put on top of them, right? Just to make things even worse for her. So yeah, it's still going to be all about positioning for TA. She can't really just be that TA where she can just show wherever she wants, right? And just blink away the moment you try to go on her. Like, yeah, if Ursa jumps to TA, TA is just going to blink away, right? Because none of that damage is either a stun nor a root. So it's going to be Batrider and Tiny that she really has to worry about.
Okay. Well, speaking about the Batrider, Genic
Dire's middle tower is under
struggling a little bit to be able to find his farm across the map. So I've
Yeah.
always been impressed when Batriders have played a little bit more greedy for their own game. Maybe it's a bit easier with the tower going down top pretty early. He could just farm this out relatively safely with the Firefly, maybe get the small camp or the hard camp as well, but would like to see him prioritize a little bit more of his own game.
is under attack.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he would take that big stack that they have in the triangle, but with like a smoke. But I think Parker, you know, it's Parker, man. He's having a bad game. I think they're gonna give it to him. I think you might need to as well, as he's gonna finish Battle Fury. I mean, his Battle Fury timing is still good. It's
Yeah,
12 and a
yeah,
half
it's very
minutes. But he didn't make any small items in between, right? No Orb of Frost, no Orb of Corrosion. So it's just pretty much just like a Battle Fury rush.
This gold is without a doubt going to help out. They are smoking towards the Ancient, so they have a pretty good read on Dire, but unfortunately they're a bit too late. They'll get the kill onto Genic, I believe. Yes, he does tick out, but unfortunately they don't get that big prize, which is the Ancients and also a Cause Life who's trying to take it.
Yeah, I mean, that death by Batrider probably doesn't feel great, but it's so much better than how bad it could have been. And, like, Parker, he had to use his ult, right? And these are things you don't really know for certain. But, like, yeah, you die to this Quap, 100%, because you have to use all your resources to get the stack here. Got a little bit unlucky on the stack, too, with so many of these Prowlers.
Yeah.
Never fun.
They were...
But they do have a ward here
They-
now. Let's see something
Yes.
that's not got de-warded.
Dire's middle tower.
But that dagger may have just gave away that ward.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know about that dagger. That's like, what is that dagger really gonna do? Like, it's now made 2 points in it. It's never gonna get the kill. What are we trying to snipe the creep? Like, I don't-
Couldn't tell you, but I think he thinks that ward maybe get de-warded anyway, do some damage on the way out. Who knows?
maybe they're lucky just because the sentry is so close to being in range of the ward that maybe it's a difficult read for them to see
Yeah,
where
I mean,
it actually is.
You're right. I mean, there's no way they're gonna get that actually. Like if I put that sentry down, like nah, they don't have vision.
Yeah,
will-
I'm not placing another one. Smoke up, what do we got? We got the blink on Margot. So the combination's going to come through onto Demon. That's a quick and easy kill. The important one is can they get Frankie with Parker nearby? Where did he come from? Maybe tip into the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, you see.
And the U is going to be a little bit frustrating. Cute play with the toss, so it gets Parker back in range. So nice play for them. It is 5 heroes. And we see Wonder Kid completely shoving in mid towards the tier 2 tower. Wits as well. Deso online for the Templar Assassin continuing to farm, but Radiant, they do strike.
Yeah, and another good thing about TA versus Ursa is when you do get to that shard eventually, you have a silence as well, which gives you another option of potentially bursting him before he gets his spells off. And it looks like he's gonna opt for a pretty early shard. This a lot of TA players have not been going shard until like, okay, hold on. As Queen of Pain. Does he have lasso? Oh, I think if you get lassoed.
Oh. What's going on?
I mean, he's just trying to juke you. He's dead, but he can't really do anything there. But yeah, a lot of TAs don't go for the shard as early anymore because it was nerfed very heavily. You don't get that instant 1 second silence anymore just by dropping
Thank
it.
God it was nerfed. Dude, this shot was ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
Why?
very
Very good. This was top 5, top 10. Why? You get more traps. You get a silence. Sick. You get a silence on a hero that doesn't have any sun. Okay, you get it slow, I guess, and more vision. What is this shard was so stupid.
Yeah, and it's very, 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 very good. But it's not good enough anymore for these guys to want to buy their. Except for this game, they are.
Nice
Okay.
combo. Toss
That's
into
the
the
Ursa
avalanche
Blink.
onto 2.
Tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under
And a T1 as well by the looks of it.
I mean, you just can't keep Parker down, you know? You might have a couple good kills on him, but this is kind of like how Parker pays you back. Because, like, this team plays around him very heavily. I mean, every team around Parker plays around Parker, but they have a lot of stacks for him, right? He went across the map after dying a couple times, got a couple stacks, got that blink, gave him a couple kills, and now, all of a sudden, he's broken open the map for you. And now Roche is a possible option here. And the TA, she's been relatively quiet. Yeah, she's very farmed. She's over a level over the Ursa, but that won't matter so much.
Fear Wonder Kid, he put a slot in. They don't have a sentry if he wanted to actually walk in range. They got the trap though, importantly, so it's scouting out Roche. He's not going to get the jump, actually. Didn't want to try and go for the steal. Ravage with the Sonic Wave. Heavy commitment just for Dark Margo. This is a lot of spells, and it might mean that Parker doesn't have anything to be worried about. Lasso drag back in the box is going to be there, but it will still expire, and Parker is waiting for that. As soon as he pops out, he'll sink the claws and get another double kill. 7 kills now online here for the Ursa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Aries. This team is still suffering from team fight coordination in this game. You get a beautiful Wheel of Wonder on 2 heroes, right? TA doesn't hit them at all, just waits. Tide ravages, somehow only hits one of them. This team is just timid. They seem a little afraid to commit. Like, that could have been so good for them if they would have just committed, but, like, they're just so wishy-washy on, like, all of these initiations that it's just terrible, honestly. But either way, it's great for Team Sin here. They just pretty much get an Aegis and bait 2 teamfight ults and lose pretty much nothing.
Parker solo killing.
Kill after kill on the map.
Well, you were mentioning we were speaking about the Ursa, like this hero, can still have some pretty rough games, but when it does well and looks good, it feels like it's the KDA is ridiculous, and we might be getting to that territory. 8-3 for Parker. The Basher is coming out pretty shortly.
Yeah.
And this is how do you play the map? Because Radiant have a lot of wards. They're kind of inside the river though, so on the border between crossing to both sides territory. Not any deep wards currently.
I mean, this is how a lot of Ursa games go, right? Where you can get shut down a little bit in the early game. But the problem is if you stop putting pressure on the Ursa, and now he's pressuring you, this is where he's at his peak. So he's at a Basher now. He could kill Quap with a lucky Bash. He would have definitely needed to get more than a Bash to get that kill. Quap's a little bit tankier. But it's something as MJZ not having a fun time on this Ringmaster at all. Goes down yet again.
Can they stop the defense from Frank? At the TP, and Parker is not here at the moment to maybe deal with the tanky Tide Hunter, but he is coming close. They're going to try and stall the retreat, make it difficult for Frank to get away, and now Parker is showing up, but they're still combining up for the Ravage, clips onto multiple heroes, but where is the follow-up? Witz isn't here, he's now got to TP back, but he has to blink to get out of the wall, and Demon's just going to be run down, so again, the uncoordinated play for the boys on Dike continuing to be their downfall. It's 5,000 deficit, T2 tower, and maybe a little bit of damage into the high ground?
Yeah, I mean, this definitely just kind of feels like a little bit of a skill gap between these 2 teams here. We're not really seeing a lot of the plays really connect from Team Din here. You use defensive Ravage there, right? You die for it. Didn't even get the Yules off. Just didn't have enough mana. This build is very mana intensive. And I think if you want to stay in this particular series and force this to a game 3, you are gonna have to start using your spells together. And that just has not happened even once this game. Like, the laning stage has been fine both games, right? Like, it's been playable. But these mid-game fights, it's been all Team Sin. You kind of look at how they're using their abilities and, like, everything makes sense, right? You can't really fault them for anything. I mean, ease of execution is one thing, of course, sure, but where's the Wheel of Wonder into a Ravage, right? Into a Sonic Wave with TA hitting them. Like, this is how it needs to go, but instead, we're just getting picked off in the mid lane, getting picked off in the river. just everyone's getting picked off everywhere, one by one.
Apparently Panda's even just frostbiting Wonder Kid to stop the club from getting involved and maybe assisting or doing something. I mean, yeah, they're just continuing to be picked off.
The wheels are falling off of the bus. And now, bottom lane. There's a ward. And if there's a bash... No. Unlucky. I think that was 3 hits? Maybe 2?
Yeah, I think so. You just look at the map, dude. They're hitting a tier 3 tower, and Parker's also just TPing to the opposite side and continuing to farm. So Wits is also under a radiant observer, and as soon as they get a glimpse of him, they're just going to beeline toward his location. I believe they saw him meld there as well.
He wants to silence him and double meld, but
I thought they saw him meld
there. Does he get dusted? Oh, he's... Alright, they're gonna go. Oh no.
Blew him up,
Wasn't
but
worth
Parker
it.
was waiting.
No.
It wasn't. It was not at all. Nice vacuum as well from Sacred, and that's where the Cleave's able to come into play. That's where the Avalanche as well will assist.
It was so greedy, man. I mean, this is like the gold difference, right? Like, this CM had a Solar Crest, right? And she also has Glacial Guard. So, you have so much physical barrier that this... Yeah, we're gonna see it here. Look at this CM. She's coming in. You use that, but CM uses all of her abilities. Keeps them... Sure, you still die in the end, but this allowed the space and time for the team to get here. And causes TA to die, then on top of that, the vacuum comes in and mops up the other 2 heroes there, so... Decision making still not quite on point here for Team Den. And that there has to be a point in this game, right, where you need to decide what is your route to victory. What's the difference between just playing as the game goes on versus playing to win? And I feel like playing to win here would be, we have all of our spells, let's take a smoke ink and try to take a fight.
Okay, so what do we get surely here for the possibility of that? I don't know if we can wait long enough for the blink on the tide.
I mean, I think the latest you can wait is for, like, I don't know, a Hurricane Pike for TA.
Okay.
That item's incredibly good versus Ursa. It'll give her some space, but other than that, I'm
you
down
might
to
not
just
be able
go,
to wait because mid lane once again tossed into the frostbite. Wonder Kid's gonna be okay there. The Essence Ring activated gives him enough health to be able to blink away, but Parker's gonna try and deal with the heroes that are retreating. You'll still hold Wits in. They're trying to tip the Wheel of Ones up, maybe to disrupt, but yet Tide's not here. He's trying to TP back now, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit too late, and even if he gets in with the Ravage, the resources aren't there to fight afterwards, and Frank is here, and they're like, brother, we needed you earlier. You're too late, and now we're losing more members. Demon's going to be caught as well, getting dragged back with the lasso. Parker also has the assistance of Dark Margot, so Frank TP'd him, and now he's going to die as well inside their base. It's a triple for Parker. Base is under siege.
One by one, they fall. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Like, I like the idea of going there, but, like, yet again, Tide was just farming bot while they're making a play mid. You're down, like, 11k gold. I don't think you can make these 2 to 3 man plays. You have to bring all 5.
Yeah. Well, you need to cut your losses. Like, you got initiated on. The Quap did. She was able to blink away, but they kind of half tried to continue to take the team fight.
Yeah. And the pickoffs continue. It's just not Team Den's day. I think after this one, they're going to have a serious talk about what their objective of these games are, because they seem insanely lost. And, oh, he tossed Ursa at least. That's called an unforced error there. Or maybe that was Parker's fault. Everyone's tipping Parker, saying he's the problem. But either way, that was definitely the fault of Team Sin. And Tiny goes in again, but that was a little bit deep. He may pay for that one.
He will. He will. Will he? And Margot's going to take a lot of time to go down. So they haven't killed him yet, dude. Finally, the kill's gonna be there, but the price, it's gonna be too much to pay by the looks of it. Abyssal at the last second. You got a buyback available in the Queen of Pain.
Ursa's still alive. This
Yeah.
Darkseer's taking no damage, man.
And they are just running him down. Pop doesn't even want to buy back.
Crimson.
They're done with this game. They'll hold the buybacks for the next series. They're going to be knocked down to the
Yeah.
lower bracket. Team Sin, a quick 2-0 for them.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a quick 2-0, was it? Game 1 was like an
the
hour.
second game.
Yeah, the
Second
game 2
game.
was very stompy. I don't have a lot to say about this one, unfortunately. I just